So before we formally start our lesson for today, may I request everyone to please bow down their head and feel the presence of the Lord. Dear God, thank you for your unconditional love. Thank you for guiding and protecting us every day. Thank you for looking after our school and bestowing unto us the gift of life. Forgive each every one of us and help us to learn and share together so that this wonderful word you have made become more beautiful every day. Amen.
Our topic for today is all about graphs of systems of linear equations in two variables. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to illustrate a system of linear equations in two variables, graph a system of linear equations in two variables, and categorize when a given system of linear equations in two variables has graphs that are parallel, intersecting, and coinciding. Okay, so a system of equation is a collection of two or more equations with the same set of variables or unknown. Take note that a solution of linear equations is an ordered pair, which is yung na kung saan yung ordered pair natin ay x and y. So yung x here is the value or a value of x, and y here is the value of y, which when substituted into the equations, um, it must satisfy both equation at the same time. So we have here examples of systems of linear equations. So we have 10x minus 3y is equal to 5 and negative 2x minus 4y is equal to 7. So yung equation 1 natin is 10x minus 3y is equal to 5, and our equation 2 is negative 2x minus 4y is equal to 7. Okay, another example. So we have here equation 1, 4x minus 2y minus 14 is equal to 0, and x plus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. So that is our equation 2. Okay, another example of linear equation. So we have here equation 1, 3x minus 2y is equal to 12, and x plus 3y is equal to 4. X plus 3y is equal to 4 is the equation 2. So we have here three possible conditions that might occur when we graph the two lines of the equation of a linear system. So as you can see, we have here figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. Sorry. Okay. So dito sa figure 1 natin, this is what we call intersecting line. So there is one point of intersection. So there is only one solution in the system of linear equation. So take note ha, if the graph or if it is intersecting line, there is only one solution. And this figure 1 is also what we call consistent and independent. Okay? So if I ask you, what do you call the system of linear equation that it has only one solution? So you're going to answer consistent and independent. Okay, so now let's proceed to figure 2. So as you can see, figure 2 is an example of parallel lines. So in parallel lines, the lines of the equations don't meet. Okay, so that is what we call a parallel line. So this means that the system of linear equation has no solution. So if a system of equation has no solution, so itatawag po natin dyan ay inconsistent. So if I'm going to ask you, what do you call the system of linear equation that has no solution? So you're going to answer inconsistent. Okay, so now let's proceed to figure 3. So figure 3 is what we call the coincident lines. Okay, so coincident lines, these are the lines that overlap or coincided. Okay, so these lines meaning there are infinite number of solutions for the system of linear equations. Infinite or many solutions of for the system of linear equation. So if there are many infinite solution or many solution, or if there are infinite number of solutions, so yan na po yung tinatawag natin consistent and dependent. Okay? So now let's proceed to graphing of linear equation into variables. So we have here 3 steps on how to graph system of linear equations into variables. So first step is you need to find the value of x and the value of y of the linear equations. Step 2, plot the x and y intercept in the rectangular coordinate system or the Cartesian plane. And lastly is you need to connect the points of the intercept. So let's proceed to example number 1. So we have here 2x plus 4y is equal to 8. So we have here the equation number 1. And we have equation number 2. 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. So we need to do the first step. So first step is let y equals to 0. So we need to find first the x-intercept. So if we're going to find for the value of the x-intercept, let y equals to 0. So all we need to do is to substitute. So substitute y to 0. So we have equation number 1, 2x plus 4 is equal to 8. So we need to change y. Palitan po natin yung y ng 0. So we have 2x plus 4 times 0 is equal to 8. So 4 times 0 is equal to 0. Or any number multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. So may iwan na lang sa equation natin is 2x is equal to 8. So if we're going to find for the value of x here, we need to divide both sides by 2. So we have 2x divided by 2 is equal to x, and 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So the value of x here is equal to 4. So magiging ordered pair po natin dito ay 4 and 0. Now how about the y-intercept? Okay, so kung y-intercept po yung hinahanap natin, we need to let x is equal to 0. Okay, so we have to substitute x. So we have 2x plus 4y is equal to 8. So we have 2 times 0 plus 4y is equal to 8. So I repeat, any number multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. So we have 4y is equal to 8. So divide natin both sides by 4. So we have y is equal to 2. So magiging ordered pair po natin dito ay 0 and 2. So these are the ordered pair of equation 1. So now let's proceed to equation number 2. So we have to find first the x-intercept. I repeat, if you're finding for the x-intercept, let y is equal to 0. So we have 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. So 3x minus 2 times 0 is equal to 6. So maiwan na lang ay 3x is equal to 6. So divide natin both sides by 3. So we have 3x divided by 3 is equal to x, and 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. So ang x value natin ngayon ay 2 and our y value is equal to 0. So our ordered pair is 2 and 0. Okay, so now let's proceed for y-intercept. I repeat, if y-intercept ang hinahanap natin, let x is equal to 0. So we have 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. 3 times 0 minus 2y is equal to 6. So we have negative 2y is equal to 6. We need to divide both sides by negative 2. So we have negative 2y divided by negative 2 is equal to y. And 6 divided by negative 2 is equal to negative 3. So magiging ordered pair natin ngayon dito if x is equal to 0 and y is equal to negative 3. So we have 0 and negative 3. Okay, so now let's try to graph equation 1 and equation 2. I repeat, sa equation 1 natin, so we have here x-intercept 4 is equal to 0 and y-intercept is 0 and 2. And sa equation 2 natin, we have the y-intercept 0 and negative 3 and the x-intercept 2 and 0. So, unahin muna natin itong equation 1. We need to plot 4 and 0. So, yung 4 and 0 natin is mahanap natin siya sa x-axis. So, we have yan. And then, next is 0 and 2. Since 0 na yung x value natin, so, ipa-plot na ngayon natin ang 0 and 2 sa y-axis. So, we have 0 and 2. Okay, so pag connect natin si 0 and 2 and 4 and 0, so this will be the graph of 2x plus 4y is equal to 8. Okay, so now let's proceed dito sa equation number 2. So, i-plot natin itong 2 and 0. Saan ba natin mahanap si 2 and 0? Dito sa quadrant or sa x-axis. So, we have, and then another one, 0 and negative 3. So, mahanap natin siya sa y-axis. Okay, so connect natin. Connect the points of the intercept. So, we have the graph of 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. So, as you can see, the graph of 2x plus 4y is equal to 8 and 3x minus 2y is equal to 6 is an intersecting line. So, I repeat, kapag intersecting line, ibig sabihin, there is only one solution. And kapag isa lang yung solution, the system of linear equation is consistent and independent. Okay, so how can we determine the number of solution of the system of linear equations without actual graphing? So meron po tayong another alternative way on how to find the number of solution of the system of linear equation without doing the graph. So this can be done by getting the ratio, the numerical coefficient, and the constant of the linear equation. So we have here a sub 1x plus b sub 1y is equal to c sub 1. Another one, sa equation 2 natin, we have a sub 2x plus b sub 2y is equal to c sub 2. Okay, take note that a sub 1 divided by a sub 2 is not equal to b sub 1 divided by b sub 2. So, ang tawag po natin dyan ay isa lang po yung solution. So, kapag sinabi po natin isang solution, it is consistent and independent. Okay, another one, if we get the ratio of a sub 1 divided by a sub 2 equals b sub 1 divided by b sub 2 is not equal to c sub 1 divided by c sub 2. Meaning, it has no solution. Okay? So, if the system of linear equation has no solution, then that is what we call the inconsistent. Okay? Another one, if we were going to get the ratio of a sub 1 divided by a sub 2 equals b sub 1 divided by b sub 2 equals c sub 1 divided by c sub 2, meaning, it has infinite number of solution, or ito yung tinatawag nating consistent and dependent. Okay, so let's try to answer the following. So we have here 3x minus 4y is equal to 6, and we have the equation number 2, 4x plus 2y equals negative 2. So, identify muna natin. So, we have here the a sub 1, b sub 1, a sub 2, and b sub 2. So, yung gagamitin natin, take note ha, if a sub 1 divided by a sub 2 is not equal to b sub 1 divided by b sub 2, meaning the ratio of the numerical coefficient of the x term is not equal to the ratio of the numerical coefficient of the y terms. Okay, so we have to use a sub 1 divided by a sub 2 is not equal to b sub 1 divided by b sub 2. So, substitute lang po natin. So, we have 3/4 is not equal to negative 4 over 2, or 3/4 is not equal to negative 2, meaning it has one solution. The system has one solution. Okay, so now let's proceed to example number 2. We have equation number 1, 4x plus 6y is equal to 8. And equation number 2, 2x plus 3y is equal to negative 3. So, identify natin the a sub 1, b sub 1, c sub 1, a sub 2, b sub 2, and c sub 2. Ma'am, bakit po yan yung ginamit po natin na solution? Okay, because the ratio of the numerical coefficient of the x term, ito, is equal to the ratio of the numerical coefficient of the y terms, but not equal to the ratio of the constant. Okay, so pakita ko sa inyo kung ano ba yung sinasabi ko. So, substitute natin yung a sub 1, a sub 2, b sub 1, b sub 2, and c sub 1, and c sub 2. So, we have the equation 4 over 2 is equal to 6 over 3 is not equal to 8 over negative 3. So, as you can see, 4 over 2 is the same or is equal to 6 over 3. Since pareho lang naman, kapag simplify po natin, it is equal to 2. Therefore, the system has no solution. Okay, so now let's proceed to example number 3. Last example, we have equation number 1, 6x plus 2y is equal to negative 8, and we have 3x plus 4 is equal to negative 4. So, identify natin kung alin dyan ang a sub 1, b sub 1, c sub 1, a sub 2, b sub 2, and c sub 2. So, we have, okay, so solution po na gagamitin natin ay a sub 1 divided by a sub 2 is equal to b sub 1 divided by b sub 2 equals c sub 1, c sub 2. Ma'am, bakit po yan na agad yung ginamit mong solution? Because the ratio of the numerical coefficient of the x term, y term, and the constant are equal. So, ipapakita ko sa inyo bakit naging equal. So, substitute lang natin. We have 6 divided by 3 equals 2 divided by 1 equals negative 8 divided by negative 4. So, if we're going to simplify this one, ang magiging sagot lang dyan ay positive 2. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2, and 2 is equal to 2 divided by 1, and then negative 8 divided by negative 4 is equal to positive 2. Okay? So, ang tawag ngayon natin dito sa system na ito, okay, ay dependent and consistent. So, kapag sinabi natin consistent and dependent, there are infinite number of solution. Okay? That's all for today. If you have any queries or may mga hindi kayo naintindihan sa lesson natin, feel free to chat me or sa GC na lang po natin. Okay, so goodbye and God bless everyone.